You're good? Yep.
Well, let's do this. Welcome to KG5. It is Cup Final Day, the best day on the footballing calendar in Tasmania. This is a day filled with promise. We've got the Women's Statewide Cup to kick off the day. It's the Kingborough Lions taking on Taroona Football Club. A bit of a surprise matchup, but what an opportunity for both these sides. There's an air of anticipation amongst the supporters of both clubs here. They sense the opportunity to create a little bit of history. And we're not too far away from kickoff getting underway in around about 7 minutes time. I'm Andrew calling for Slice of Cheese. Joining me to talk our way through this big cup final, Paul Hunt. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you as well, Andrew Cooling. Rare to say good morning here. We really do a morning game, but obviously for something as important as this, we'll get out of bed on this public holiday, no problem. Kingborough versus Taroona, as you say, not a contest we were expecting in pre-season predictions. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to give my tip for this because it wouldn't have been either of them personally, but they thoroughly deserved to be in this cup final here today. Taroona's magnificent wins over the two kind of more powerhouse teams in the Statewide Women's League, Ulverston and Zebras. I think Kingborough have just snuck their way in with a few good results as well. Anticipating a pretty good and even contest today. Extra time would not surprise me today.
Yeah, look, the Lions, they've obviously struggled in the league this year, just the one victory. They've got more wins in the cup than the league, which is an odd thing this time of year, but look, if you're not going to win the league, you might as well save your victories for the cup, and obviously they're the only team who's beaten Ulverston this year, beating them in the semi-final. But Taroona, well, they've done really well, battled some adversity. They've missed some real key players in their starting lineup for really the entirety of the season, so their way through to the final has been a tough one, and they've done phenomenally well to get here, and a big opportunity for both these sides to take home some silverware. We'll have a look at the starting lineups set to take the field today in just a moment as the players about to walk out here. We'll start with Kingborough, I believe nominally the home team on the basis of the alphabet. The earlier letter K, really a trump card of theirs that they've pulled out. And Taroona might need to think about going with FC Taroona in future.
Or possibly moving the next suburb down to Bonnet Hill in future, Bonnet Hill FC.
Absolutely. So here is the Lions lineup to take part in this final. And a warm reception. So in goals, Olivia Gardner, Isabel Cadwell spoke with great confidence in the media conference the other day. The right back, Phoebe Clifford, Emile Tatton, one of their two real big stars in attack. She's going to have to really carry the weight in attack from midfield, drives the play. Isabel de Smit, we've got Christabel Moore, always dangerous up top. Sammy Watkins, she's got some fantastic dribbling skills. She'll be important in wide areas. Ishka Mackay and Ali Lawson are in there. And perhaps the big star, the real, I suppose, the biggest hope this team has of springing what would be a bit of an upset today is Laura Davis. She's one of the best strikers in the state. She is so quick. And we saw Taroona struggling with a fast striker last week against Ulverston in Jasmine Gorry. So if they can replicate that, perhaps there is a method to victory for the Lions here. Grace Furness rounding out the starting 11. On the substitutes bench, we've got Layla Hickman, Ashley Hale, Madeline Azalea and Erica McIntosh, the coach. Simon Edwards as the Lions get their photo there. It's been a fantastic job from them to storm through to the final, and they keep on with the giant killing axe.
Yeah, it's certainly throughout the Cup campaign, it's been a stout defence that's helped their way through. We haven't quite seen that in the league, as you mentioned before, but I do think a slightly more conservative game plan would be what I'd approach with them. Just keeping that, two banks of 4 or 4 and a 5, and having Laura Davis up top. They'll certainly take heed from the damage Jasmine Gorry did to Taroona in the past. Obviously not quite the same speed, but still has great attacking intent there for Kingborough. That's what I'm expecting their game plan to be today. I reckon they've got a pretty good chance for that, to be honest.
So we'll move along to their opponents, the Pirates, Taroona FC. The team from Kelvin Park is the FFA Cup anthem just blaring out to build some anticipation. Here is the Pirates lineup. Perry Lucas, I think, will have a net there. A bit of a surprise. She's come in and replaced Lala Gadisi in recent weeks. So Perry Lucas, former university player, is in net today. Ashley Tolman, a real key down the left. She's a powerful runner. She is a real athlete. She has perhaps been a little bit wasteful at times, but gee, she can get into some good scoring positions. The real talisman of the midfield is Zoe Horgan, an absolute star, has really dominated, especially with Adeline 8 now. It's really fallen on Zoe Horgan to be that key playmaker, and she's done it superbly. You've got Josie Painter in midfield. She'll just sit in front of the back four, control things. Persia Blackwood Coyle, a couple of the Blackwood Coils in this Taroona side, but it's the younger sister who gets the start today. Eloise Dick, every time I've seen her in defence, I've been really impressed. I think she's a fantastic young player. Marion Dunbabin would probably be preferred in midfield if Coach Ben Horgan has his way. However, due to necessity, will form a central defensive partnership with Melinda Minstrel, the veteran who offers a real stability at the back. She's been in good form lately. Lily Holton playing against her former team here, the former Lion, lining up against her former teammate. She's having a good year and has formed a pretty handy partnership with Ellie Croft up top. And Croft also was confident of victory, speaking at the media conference on Friday. Maeve Dunbabin rounding out the team, just a bit of sisterly love there with the Dunbabins. On the bench, you've got Danielle Raymond, Mia Kane, Clara Birch, Stella Cruikshank, and Adeline Ayton. I'm not sure she's actually fit to take any part in this one. Maybe a little bit of psychological warfare from Ben Horgan, or maybe if they're really desperate, they'll go, you know what, we're just going to risk it. But I'd be surprised if we saw Adeline Ayton out there today. I think Ben Horgan actually floated the idea of playing her in goals at one point there, just as a bit of a sweeper keeper type option. But she's on the bench today. So there is your Taroona lineup for this big cup final, and we're just getting close to kick-off here. Really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a cracking game.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I'm very amused by Ayton naming on the bench there. Obviously hasn't played a lot this season and pretty unlikely, and Kingborough were giving a head start as well, which is an interesting feature of the game. Not sure if it's quite FIFA legal, but yeah, Ayton coming on potentially towards the end, or maybe just wants to claim a well-earned Cup Winners' medal should Taroona decide to win here. It's glorious conditions here at KGV Football Park. I don't think I've ever been here for a better day before. I'm enjoying Kingborough on the far side as well, trying to recreate their infamous hill they have down at the Den. The Willie Smith's end has certainly been recreated here at KGV, which I'm a huge fan of.
Well, I'll tell you what, for all the atmosphere frontline calls last year, I'm glad it's the Lions this year, and I didn't have to spend 2 hours this morning picking up stickers. So well done, Lions fans. And we're underway here in the Women's Statewide Cup Final. A big chance for both these teams. Can they make a little bit of history? Both really started the season hopeful of a decent cup run. Probably not too optimistic, but they've really caused some boilovers along the way. I think Taroona definitely entered this one as favourites, but as we've seen by the fact it's 4th in the league, playing 7th in the league in the final, the favourites don't always win these type of games. We're on the offensive in the opening moments here. Zoe Horgan looking to get involved, but they should be able to deal with this one easily enough at the back. And lofted forward, Minstrel with a good header forward. Tolman starting up top today, it looks like. And try and use her pace and strength to get in behind. Ellie Croft driving at the defence here. Fantastic dribbler. Bringing a good foot in there. That was Dadswell. The two went head-to-head on Friday in front of the Journos, and they're scrapping it out here in a one-on-one to begin this game. Ellie Croft. Has she won a corner? She has. Good start for the Pirates here, Paul.
Yep, very good start here for the Pirates. Well, a goal kick earned there, but I thought that was a corner as well. And Ellie Croft, for all the dribbling skills, probably deserved one out of that as well. Since the first goal kick of the match delivered wide, it's just about cut out from Taroona. Eventually it is. Laid back as well. Tolman nearly getting on the end of that one. Laid back to the keeper under immediate pressure. All cleared eventually. Back again. Tolman nearly in again. And I think that's going to be handball against Kingborough. It's a penalty.
Oh,
I thought that was the other way around there on the handball, but given... No, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Saw a point down like that there. Confused the hell out of me.
It is. So, I'll tell you what, not much protest here from the Lions players. They've just copped this decision, and
I thought there was a handball. I just thought it was going to go the other way. Nearly in again. I think it's going to be hard to tell there on the replay. Very early opportunity here for Taroona.
Well, the fact there were no complaints suggests to me they knew that was a handball. So they just get the ball in the box. They get the pressure on early, and Taroona with a golden opportunity to open the scoring. It's going to be Zoe Horgan from the spot. She strikes All with a fantastic technique. We've seen her score a number of free kicks this season from long range. And we'll be stepping up a little bit closer here perhaps to take the opening penalty, and she rolls it home, and Taroona get the dream start here in the cup final. What a beginning. You can't get a better start. They couldn't have scripted it any better, Paul.
No, couldn't have scripted that one any better for Taroona, and coolly slotted away there from Zoe Horgan, just gave the keeper the eyes and rolled it to the other corner. And we were talking in pre-game how Kingborough probably should try and hold defence and then play on the counter-attack. They're really going to have to come out and open up here in order to get that goal back. So a dream start here for Taroona. As the favourites, you do want to get off to a good start early, and they certainly have on this occasion.
Yep, they would have drawn up something like this, try and get the early strike. Now the Lions going to have to chase the game, which doesn't really suit the way they like to line up. They're a team who like to sit back, try and pick teams off in the counter with the pacey two they've got in attack. Emile Tatton and Laura Davis, the two real keys for this team. I think they've scored about, I think it was 95% of their goals over the past 2 seasons. There's been a lot of secondary scoring. They've been pretty dependent on those two. And you can see being marked pretty tightly. Laura Davis starting a little bit deeper today, it seems, with Tatton playing slightly more advanced. So just mixing it up a little and maybe trying to get Davis on the ball even more. She's the best player, so I figure why not get her involved as much as you can. Dan Babin does well. Here comes Zoe Horgan. She's got a goal to start off the final. She didn't keep this one in play though. And that was there. But yeah, the crowd just settling in. If they rocked up a couple of minutes late or tuned in, you'd missed the opening goal. A penalty converted by Zoe Horgan.
There's the throw-in taken eventually here into Laura Davis, who gets bundled over, but clean challenge there from Taroona, so play on given. Scrapping away in the middle, and now Davis dropping back to get on the ball more. Again dispossessed. They're doing very well at just pretty much marking Davis out of the game here. Now looking to counter-attack. Back. It's well shut down from Tatton, who's indeed playing up top in replace of Davis.
It's good work here from Watkins, but couldn't beat the second marker. But yeah, you can see the likes of Josie Painter sticking pretty close to Laura Davis early in this one. Zoe Horgan as well. Absolutely trying to stifle the key playmakers as they go down the line. I think Watkins is going to be important giving this side some width today, especially on the bigger pitch, because teams won't quite be used to the wider expanses. And here's perhaps a chance for Christabel Moore in behind. It's a foot race at the back, and Moore gets there first but drives it straight at Perry Lucas. Just couldn't quite get a shot of any real quality off there, and they survive as Tolman looks for her first involvement here, but well defended by Dadswell, played forward by Mackay, and in control at the back is Ellie Dick. A slightly heavy pass, really good teammate under the push there in Dunbarton. The artist getting a foot in there, Josie Painter. Now Zoe Horgan, who throws it through for Tolman, and this is where they're so dangerous to Taroona. The powerful Ashley Tolman charging down the left. Hasn't got a lot to pick out in the box though. Just Lily Holton works in that direction and picks her out though. And it's going to be repelled in the end. Scrap out that handball against Holton, which will kill that attack. But just for a moment as the ball hit the deck, a bit of a chaos ball into the box from Tolman. And it's going to be having a few problems, but just a fairly blatant handle of the ball there.
Yeah, probably wasn't expecting the ball to bounce up that high over the head there. And again, Taroona really on the attack. Just checking, there was a player down there. It was right in front of the camera, but Moore couldn't quite keep that one in. It'll be Dunbarton to take the throw in. Throw-in down the line. Good battle going on down here. Holton looks inside. Nothing going on in there, and I think it's just about going to be played out for a goal kick off the Taroona play. Yes, it is. So, cool, calm defending there from Kingborough.
A little more composed than we saw in the opening couple of moments. They're trying to settle in this game. Olivia Gardner's been in some pretty good form. The Kingborough Lions #1. You get the sense she's going to have to be at her very best today against this Taroona team that's got some goals in them. She spreads this one wide. Laid into the middle there for Watkins. Just a misplaced pass. So a few nerves perhaps out there. A lot of players playing in their first cup final. A lot of players who haven't played on these big occasions. Now will they settle into a Watkins heading forward, Minstrel jumping up. Not afraid to insert herself Clear that field. Here's Dunbarton. Down the line. Cut out nicely. And there was Minstrel again. No flow just yet. Throw in on the right wing. Heave down the line. Along home there though. Be repelled by Clifford. And as far as Horgan has been prominent early, and she threads it through for Lily Hulton, who looks to drop the shoulder and charge into the box here. Hulton crossing for Tolman and steered behind there by Mackay for another Pirates corner.
Yeah, first one of the game for the Pirates. Probably should have already had one already so far. It's on the left wing here. I've been really impressed with Tolman getting into the box, really playing as a very advanced left winger, almost an auxiliary striker at times. See the goal scorer who can take this one, looks towards the near post, it bounces around and corner given from the referee. Quite have the best view of that. I think that was possibly a thigh of a Kingborough defender getting in the way of that one.
Good start to this final from the Pirates. They've settled the quicker of the two. They're dialing up the pressure. The Lions just need to survive this period. They don't want to go a second goal down. It could be crippling, and this one swung dangerously off her head over the back post. It wasn't far away. Dealt with. The keeper needs to collect that one in the 6-yard box. Tolman just buffeting the defender off the ball with strength there. Samil Tatton quickly back to her feet, but she's a powerful operator, Ashley Tolman. As Laura Davis gets a tumble, Tatton back on the ball, showing no ill effects, but well done by the artist, Josie Painter. And that one back for the Pirates. She received the ball again, but slightly miscontrolled. Well done by Tolman, controlling it in tight areas. Back to Dunbarton. And they're in Dunbarton, line. Away by Dadswell. Quickly back on it. It's a bit of a scrap, and Tatton getting in there, having to do some real grafting work in midfield early days.
Yeah, that absolute hip and shoulder before was absolutely fantastic from Tolman. Really making her presence known here. The throw in down the line is repelled, and Taroona will end up with it. Trying to get the ball forward. Eventually a lovely turn there from Horgan. Tries to send it out wide for a teammate, but couldn't quite get on the ball there. There's Blackwood Coyle out on the far side. Haven't seen a whole lot of today so far. Throw in taken by Dadswell. Horgan battling in the middle of the park. Sammy Watkins for company. Ball forward to Davis is an area where she likes to be on it. Turns well.
I just sense the excitement amongst the Kingborough fans there for a second. Davis
really
looked to run towards the defence. They were up. They know how good she is and what she can do. Give her an inch and she'll take a mile. She's just hanging off the last defender at the moment. She's just pushed herself a little bit further afield. She's getting shut out a little in midfield, so I think they do need to get her up top. And Taroona playing such a high line. I reckon you could have a little bit of joy knocking it over the top and having her run onto it.
And also both centre backs playing quite narrow, and the right fullback not quite tucking in as much. So certainly is a little window of opportunity there for Davis.
There's some cause for concern for Taroona here. Josie painted down and to be in a bit of distress at the moment, trying to run out, so after the perfect start this would be less than ideal. She's down to the knee.
We'll have a look at this hip and shoulder again from Tolman. And it's barging in, it's like a block on a kick return if we're talking NFL.
Boom! That was the barge. Just well and truly buffeted her off the ball there.
Probably more appropriate if you're doing that against Sammy Watkins, as that
I think
doesn't look like a good situation here for Painter.
I think Josie Painter's day is done here. She looks like someone who knows her day is done. So that is a tragedy for the young player there. Cup final, 11th minute, she's having to limp off. So that is a concern for them. And I think the bench, Danielle Raymond might be one they'll bring on. Maybe Estella Cruikshank. We'll have to wait and see who Ian Horgan shuffles his deck and brings on, but a big blow and temporarily down to 10 here. Now the Pirates, so we'll see if they can take advantage. Christabel Moore scrapping away there with the experienced Minstrel who won it away. Got it to Holton. That's a Tolman who's just going to take off and have another run at Dadswell here. And stand off her, and She crosses it. Dangerous ball in towards Ellie Croft. What a cross that was. Didn't quite bring it down, but that just cut the defence out. A lovely cross there from Ashley Tolman.
Yeah, beautiful through ball, and judging by Ellie Croft's reactions, come clean off the shin pad. Just turning the shin pad around afterwards. And a real golden opportunity there, fashioned out of not much there from Ashley Tolman on the left wing. She's been very impressive in the opening 12 minutes, as well clawed back. On the far side, Tolman free in the middle. Good defence eventually there from Clifford. And between her and Lawson, we'll eventually see that out for a Kingborough throw. It really is the battle of the game so far on the near side with Tolman. As that one's going to be a Taroona throw-in on the far side, and Dadswell battling out for it. Soft throw-in, easily intercepted there from Lawson. Now Watkins blocked clearance, and eventually cleared again. And just really being able to string enough passes together from either team, but Taroona certainly winning the position battle on the field. Throwing looks towards Crop, but nothing given. Oh, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, Grace Furness.
Grace Furness absolutely copping that one from point blank range.
The carnage to open this game
It really
here.
is.
Oh, that is a bad Falcon. And Furness definitely feeling the heat of that one. But she's back on her feet now.
A well-deserved round of applause from the crowd. That would have stung.
Yeah, I'd be down for a bit longer than that. Good effort from her as Watkins intercepts that throw. And back it goes. Into the middle, picked up by Moore. Looks to turn and go and threads it down the line. That's a lovely ball. Springing to Smith. Just lost track of it for a second, but now driving it through. Minstrel has been fantastic at breaking up the play early on. She's just sitting on halfway and getting the ball back for her side. Harley Lawson now dispossessed, and the Pirates will take over, and Minstrel running this one out of play.
Like finding a Picasso and a Volt Painter is jogging back onto the field.
Oh, hello. Well, maybe the magic spray or something's been given a run down there on the bench, but miraculous recovery. She does still look a little bit proppy, but that's fantastic to see, because her reactions when she was going off looked like someone who knew their day was done. So perhaps just
it didn't
the fear of that.
It didn't seem like one of those impact injuries where you get the magic spray out and you can recover from those ones in a couple of minutes. It did look a bit worse than that, but good to see Painter back out on the field. And there's the throw in taken on the far side. Eventually cleared out to the near side. On Babin. Looking to try and play in Tolman down this wing. Unfortunately, a giveaway there to Furness. Couldn't find Davis.
I don't think Painter's going to continue.
You're on
Painter
still
watch
limping.
here.
You're on Painter watch.
Yeah, like I'm out at mine, just focusing on the paint here. That's some lovely work from Ellie Crop to bring me out of it. Rolls it through for Ashley Tolman. Couldn't beat Gardner. Just a little tone on the hit was on the non-preferred, but Gardner gets down well.
Yeah, came cut in from the left wing to play the auxiliary striker. Losing that one in the sky is all and sundry. Short of a foul from Tolman on the Furness. Nothing given there from the referee. I was sure that was a foul on the Furness. So as well as copping the Falcon, now not getting the free kick. Morgan dispossessed. Absolutely well done from Emily Tatton. Davis is wanting the through ball, but eventually he'll be cut out there from Painter, who's still limping and I think just gave the substitute signal to the bench. He looks in a world of hurt at the moment.
Yeah, she's soldiering on, trying to get back out there, but that's going to be the end of her day. The knee clearly not right to continue. It looks like Danielle Raymond is set to be introduced, nicknamed the brains of the midfield, if I recall. So she'll be coming on to try and lend her intellect to the midfield group of Taroona, but it's disappointing for Josie Painter, and hopefully nothing that'll keep her out too long. On the bright side, her team has made a fantastic start to this game, and it'll probably all be forgotten if she's got the winner's medal at the end of the day.
I think so, and I'm glad you come up with the brain, because I was going with an everybody loves Raymond gag there, and I'm really glad you've saved that situation as the Furness ends up with the ball looking towards Davis, tries to control it on the head. Confusion in the Taroona defence, calls for handball against Davis. Play on eventually here. Kingborough finally getting some attacking intent. And Sammy Watkins laying it out to Furness. Good defence there from Dunbarton. That one will be let to roll out of play from Dadswell. Into the feet of Furness, who's really everywhere, and a lovely bit of skill on the line from Tatton. It's around Dunbarton, sparging to the byline. A lot of leaning shoulder in there, play on given, and eventually called back to the foul, although advantage might possibly have been the better option there, Davis.
Yeah, possibly, although hard to judge when everybody stops. We'll have a look. Some wonderful work from Tatton to get in behind initially, and tried to foul it twice, couldn't keep it going. And I know the keeper and all the players have stopped, but I'd be filthy if I'm lying right now. You've got the best player in the team, unmarked at the back stick, ready to put it in the back of the net.
And the ball definitely went over the Taroona's head as well.
Jeez, they've been stiff there, I reckon. Can they make them pay anyway? Played in dangerously towards Moore. Danielle Raymond with a good early involvement, wins her first contest. Good start, but the Lions coming back on it, trying to show some attacking intent for the first time today. It's taken them a little while to warm into the contest. And it was definitely the Pirates who jumped them out of the gate here. Chasing the game now, but starting to get a little bit more of the ball as Phoebe Clifford sends it to Watkins. Broken up again by Minstrel. A long searching ball onto the head of Mackay. On the line, couldn't quite pick out to Smith.
Copped one after the kick there as well, did Clifford. It has taken a little while for Kingborough to get into the game, but I think their confidence is up, and the roar of the crowd when they go forward, I think, is going to lift them as well, as especially if this game continues at 1-0. Throw in down the line, intercepted by Watkins, eventually seen out for a Taroona throw. Take two on the far side, looking towards Horgan, but well cut out there from Grace Furness, who has literally been everywhere so far. And now the counter is on for Kingborough on the near side. You've got Tatton again trying to go 1v1 with Dunbarton, and gets around it. Tolman coming back as the second defender. Dunbarton leaning in again, nearly taking on the whole side of the team there, Emily Tatton. Eventually played back into the heart of defence. Watkins under significant pressure. Quite managed to get through, and now the break is on for Taroona with Crop. He's dispossessed early, and now the through ball laid in, but just going to be a stretch too far out there. And Taroona should be able to see this one clear. Only a bit of skill on the ball there from Horgan.
Liking what I'm seeing from Emile Tatton so far in this one. The Lions, he looks their most likely type. She's trying to will her side back into this one after the early slip up, and having a good little spell here, the Lions. Grown into the contest well. Can they find the goal to get back on terms? Zoe Horgan stretching to keep it in, and they succeed, but they've coughed it up here, and it's DeSmith looking to make inroads again. I need numbers back though for the Pirates. Defend the situation well. Lawson retreating back there. They keep a hold of it, but now they've coughed it up, and Horgan's threading this one through for Holton. Lily Holton in a foot race with Phoebe Clifford. It's Holton who just stops and props and waits for a little support. Now she retreats back. Ellie Crop. Oh, well run back by Moore. And then Watkins comes through. Unfortunately for the Lions, both times it's spilled straight to a Taroona player. The bounce of the ball with the Pirates just there, but Tatton again winning it back. Solomon almost fell, but Tatton just gliding through the midfield and almost springing Laura Davis. That's a fantastic interception there. And on that occasion, it was Dick who's done the defending. Tolman. And Dunbarton. But good contest this one. Really starting to build up the intensity in the middle. Any challenges flying in. Down the line for Holton. Ishka Mackay with her. Holton holding her off, and then Ashley Tolman comes charging through. Looks to skin a defender. Held her up temporarily, but Tolman on the end of it crosses to the back post when no one had made the run. Just put it across the face of goal, but actually neither Horgan or Crop had gambled and made that little run to the box.
No, I hadn't quite there. Had Eliza Crop, who's just waiting at the back post. I don't There was enough Kingborough defenders there, you think, to intercept it. And a foul given against Moore. I thought there was a couple of fouls down at the near corner as well. Potentially could have given Taroona a set-piece option. They've got one here on the far side. It will be the goal scorer, Zoe Horgan, over the ball. Taroona. Sorry.
I'm not going to say she's too far out, because I've done that a few times this year, and she's got a habit of picking out the top window no matter how far out she is, Zoe Horgan. I'd have thought this would be one you'd cross, but given the form she's in, wouldn't shock me if she had a shot. She's just going to chip it into the box, and Gardner with a commanding grab. Showing a safe pair of hands.
Yeah, very good safe pair of hands there from Gardner. Certainly learning from the corner to come out and claim, and now charging forward is the Kingborough Lions, looking for Davis again. More bouncing around in the box there. Back to Watkins. Now Furness. And a nice interplay there from Kingborough, but it's eventually cut out. Now Tolman. Looking the through ball towards Holton. And it should be well cut out. Eventually from Kingborough, looking towards Davis, who probably prefer it on the ground rather than in the air. Tolman can't quite win that one. And now Mackay. Brings it back to Gardner. The foot cross, trying to find a teammate. Eventually ends up with Lawson. Lawson on the far side's got Davis one side, Moore on the other. Tries to find Moore. Eventually gets Davis, so it ends up a winner there. And I love the crowd excitement whenever Davis gets on the ball. Unfortunately, that time she just runs out of territory on the far side. But they really know here at Kingborough that when she's on the ball, something can happen. And now again, it's Laura Davis, just one in the box to try and aim for. Lays it back. And now into the near post where there is Emil Tatton coming in. Good header clearance. Now Moore. Ooh. And that's eventually out for a corner. Probably didn't quite have to get ahead on that, did the Taroona defender, but Kingborough have their first corner of the match.
Yeah, Dunbavin, just needless this one. It was pretty safely going wide. There's the communication with the goalie there, but gives them a corner. And can Emil Tatton make them pay with some good delivery? She's looked to the most lively player for the Lions, that's for sure, if not the whole pitch. She's been perhaps just lacking a little bit of support when she's been charging forwards, but looking good so far. She swings the corner on near post. Repelled back away. To Schmidt. Up to Lawson. Now they go to the top of the box. Watkins will leave that one for the Furness. Back to Furness. Rolled through a ball. No one quite making the run though, and Perry Lucas can come and collect. Hasn't been tested yet. The former University goalkeeper slash defender.
First touch of the game, I think, and probably the rush showing there went right to the head of the Kingborough player. Ernest calling for it, but intercepted by Holton. Clifford, who's moved inside. Oh, that's in the back, surely. It's probably one of the more obvious free kicks I think I've ever seen. Committed, I think, by Watkins. And Taroona now has a chance. Kingborough playing with fire here, quite a high line from the free kick. Needn't have worried, it was a short one. Eventually cleared. Davis trying to chase it down. Gets a toe in. Oh, a good challenge there on the far side from Blackwood Coral. Now the turnover again. What can we do this side here? Laura Davis taking on the Taroona defence. And that's well defended. Dunbavin doing exceptionally well.
Was the Marion variety.
I was looking at the other Dunbavin there. That one's inadvertently nearly ended up with more at the top of the box. And now a turnover. Holton gets past one. Claims it again. Going to charge down the far side. Is Holton. Ends up with it. Got Tolman in the box. One at the top of the box as well. It'll fall to Horgan, who gets a foot on it. Well defended there from Kingborough. Didn't quite get the power on what she wanted.
Well played, Lily Holton, though. Just swept through the fence and held up and played a perfect pass to the top of the box. She's been impressive so far. He's Minstrel. He's been winning everything, and why not send her the direction of Tolman in a one-on-one? Here she goes. what you do on this occasion against Dadswell. Turns Shields, opts not to take it on, plays the pass instead to Dunbarton. That was broken up. Back to Tolman. And they've forced them into a mistake, so well done the Lions defence, holding steady there, though they've coughed it straight back up to Raymond. Tolman with a look-away pass. No need to have a look first, there's no one there. Here's Dunbarton. Tatton working back in defence, Zoe Horgan. Trying to make some inroads here again. Shut down. Kingborough defence, oh lovely bit of skill there from Zoe Horgan, then swings it in, just didn't have the depth on the pass. And just clear the area. There's the order of the day. And the Lions fans happy with that outcome. There's Cruikshank into the middle for Minstrel. Played the first time ball over the top. Holton was expecting the short one to the feet and wasn't making their run. And Gardner can sweep up and collect.
Gardner clears high into the glorious sunshine of KGB Football Park. Well, headed down from Taroona. That's a crunchy challenge. High elbow as well. That's surely a talking to. That'll leave a mark in the morning there. Trying to see who that is, the player under it. I think it's Moore who ended up underneath that one. Crunching challenge.
There's with the arm bar push off there. But yeah, probably just the talking to will suffice, which Melinda Minstrel's getting now. I reckon one more 11 into the book. I think it was quite elbow to the head. So
yeah, I think a talking to is the appropriate course of action there from the referee, but one more and I think the first dose of dairy might be dished out. There's the free kick coming in, Laura Davis. Oh, didn't quite clear first defender. That's the through ball they wanted before. To Smith looking for that one. Apologies there to Isabella De Smith. We've got a H on our our pre-game team sheet here. As ball's launched in. And being backed into there, and eventually Moore comes across to help and cops one in the side and gets the free kick. So Kingborough with the opportunity to whip one here and finally put the Taroona keeper under pressure. Lucas has pretty much been a passenger all game.
she has. It's Lions starting to make a few inroads in the final third now, though. Another set piece here. You've got a keeper who's only come in the past couple of weeks. I'd be trying to get this one in the corridor of indecision, perhaps. Just try and get it around the 6-yard box. See what can happen. See if she's confident enough to come out and collect. So be putting a little teasing ball in there. Let's see what the delivery is. Chance for the Lions here. They swing it into the mixer. Does just that. And Lucas passes her first test with flying colours.
Nothing uncertain about that corridor there from Lucas. Came out and claimed confidently and rolls it out to Dunbarton, who gets it down the line to Tolman. Looking for the 1-2, but just misplaced that pass. And pouncing on it there was Tatton. Eventually works back to Taroona, and Tolman and Dunbarton will have another opportunity. Exceptionally distracted by that dog in the grandstand just there. So Furness ends up with it, but the ball is out of play. And right in your eye line, you get a nice cuddly dog when you're trying to commentate. It's a distracting sight.
The old baby husky as this one's down the line. And the throw in going to Dadswell.
That one must have gone into the field of play and then back out.
Yeah, just. But as we've touched on many a times down the journey, you don't deserve the throw-in if you can't even get it into the field of play. Tolman tries to work to front position. She did it nicely and chipped it rather aimlessly, and it'll be picked up by Isha Mackay. Got pressured by Ellie Crop, and will Gardner get there first? Just there before the dangerous Crop. Able to track that one down was Lawson, just invited in a little bit of pressure. And Persia Blackwood Coyle. Hit forward there. Minstrel again with a foot in.
One of the first times we've really seen Crop's pace come into effect here, chasing down a slightly miscued clearance from Mackay and nearly got there at the first opportunity as Taroona might have another opportunity here. Looking for Tolman. Well cleared there from Mackay. I think that'll just beat Dadswell to keep that in, and Tolman will have to retrieve that from the opposition bench.
Just been dropping a little bit deeper at times, Mackay, and behind the rest of the defence, playing almost a sweeper role at times, and doing it pretty well. Lily Hulton all gets the better of Mackay on this occasion though. Works away into the box, Mackay gets a foot in, and they'll be unable to prevent the corner.
Taroona's second corner of the game, and Zoe Horgan really does command all set-piece opportunities for this team. Free kicks, corners, penalties, the lot.
Probably hasn't had a biggest last couple of weeks, but over the season she's been fantastic in the Adeline 8 instead has really stepped up and taken over that advanced playmaker role. She does it all for the team. She got them here in the finals. That's a dangerous ball directed home to the Taroona Pirates. Double their lead. Lily Holton, I think it is, who pokes it home from close range. And they plop it from the corner. Holton scores. Taroona 2 to the good.
Yeah, 2-0 for Taroona. Holton throwing that one clear. It was a slightly unconventional finish as Horgan loops that one in. I think it just got a little nick off the front post, woman, and then Holden just getting in front of Mackay. Pretty much needing that one in, but it doesn't matter how they go in. As long as they're in, you can celebrate like that. And Taroona, 2 to the good after 33 minutes.
Have a look at Ellie Crop bottom of your screen there, and that is what we've been calling for. Exuberance when you score a goal, and no one celebrates a goal harder than Ellie Crop. She had no involvement in that whatsoever, but you would not know if you just tuned in at that second.
New favourite player up here for the on-guide, the expanded one. I think all the Crops goal celebration is getting a mention this week as we go back to live play. And beating one down the sideline to Babin, who cynically fouls at the end there. Play on given.
Hang on a second.
Let's have another replay of that. Emile Tatton is flying down the sideline. Skips past Dunbabin, who cynically chops her legs. Hands up.
Nothing doing. Jeez.
And then ends up with the ball. No foul given. I'm slightly confused by that one. As now the ball will come in from Moore, looking for Davis. So I have a second attempt at it, Moore. And safety first, eventually from Crookshank. And again, Kingborough not quite getting the rub of the green so far this game.
No, not quite in the final third, but their problems at the moment at the other end. Having to deal with a corner, giving away a rather soft penalty in the opening moments. Their own worst enemy at the back. Here's the goal scorer, Lily Holton, against her former team, charging forward. That's Coleman riding shotgun. Instead goes centrally. Finds Ellie Crop. Just a slightly heavy touch. She'll win it back though, Ellie Crop. Showed way too much of it. That's really well defended. Well done, Phoebe Clifford. Stepped up and killed the danger. It's a nice little foot in there in defence from Persia Blackwood Coyle. Not done, Babin. Jinking inside, sends it down the line. The Lions should deal with this one though.
Good defence all round from both teams there, especially Clifford stepping in once Crop won the ball back. That managed to get past her. She was in there, Lily Crop. Gardner launches that one high. Minstrel comes out to deal. Moore ends up with it. A lovely bit of skill on the far side. Davis, who's just hogging the last defender.
Offside.
Slightly offside. There was probably a shoulder width in that one. I did think it was offside live.
We had a little bit of contention in Cup final weekend with offside decisions at this end of the field. I think that was the right call on that occasion, but I also think the Lions are best served having Davis leading the line, trying to spring her in behind. That's probably why we're seeing a slightly different role. Linda Minstrel playing slightly more advanced today. It's a slightly more speedy defence. Trying to track those runners in behind as they build out from the back here. Tolman retreats back to Crookshank, played it in there to Raymond. Here's Zoe Horgan, who is having a fine game in midfield. She sends it wide to Dunbabin. Sliding in was Moore. And now Tolman. After the races, she left the ball behind though. That allows the Lions defensive scamper clear, and it's going to stay in play. Taroona will take over at the back again. Comfortable enough here. Working around.
I don't think Moore having the foot of a Shane Warne leg spinner there, keeping that one in. It was completely unintentional. Well, work in their favour as Dadswell looks to tap. Down the line is Moore. And Crookshank comes across to deal with that one. Kingborough now push their players up, starting a bit higher, and a quick throw in, unfortunately not quite working out this time. It's the quick set piece. And Babin trot across for this one. Tolman down the line, ends up going centrally. Looking for Raymond. Now Tolman. I don't think she kept that one in there, Ashley Tolman. Throw in. Will be taken. Isabel Dadswell. Furness coming in short. Finds her feet well. Now Smith battling with it. Calls for handball from the crowd. Nothing given by the referee. That's a serious lean in from Dunbarton. And that is a foul on Tatton.
At last, so the Kingborough fans.
Yes, slightly ironic cheer from the Kingborough fans in the crowd next to us.
A little bit frustrated. And Tatton a bit too over the top. She was brought down there. Seems to be the only way to stop her at the moment. Isabel Dadswell over the dead ball.
A couple of spare players at the box for Kingborough as well. Dadswell launches that one in, well-headed clear, falls to Furness. Hits it first time, ends up with Davis, but just a number of bodies from Taroona getting through, and now Crop almost has a player in her own way. Taken out now, Tolman. 3 defenders back for Kingborough. She'll have to try and beat them all. And that's good body on Bell, and the foul has gone Kingborough's way, so potentially the tide turning, and it draws the biggest cheer of the day.
We'll have a look at this, and yeah, that's fair. Watkins gets the foot to the ball first, and Tolman through the back, so good decision from the referee. Very much appreciated by this Lions crowd, who feel they haven't quite had the rub of the green in the early going here. So go back to Olivia Gardner. She'll be pressured by Hulton. Works it across, the press is coming, needs to get rid of it, and Mishka Mackay did just that. Look to Bill from the back, played it behind Clifford. Watkins stepping in, Ellie Crop buzzing about. As Taroona look to get this forward press going, and they force the turnover again. It's Tolman. Opted not to go back to Raymond, instead holds up, turns inside, keeps a hold of it, worked in the Holton direction, but Mackay again able to clear the area. The dicey back pass is straight in Laura Davis. Here's Laura Davis. She's got one more to beat. It's Cruikshank. She's tearing in behind, but well done to defend it away. The danger not passed just yet, though. More in support on the right. Can she find a cross of quality? Raymond didn't quite deal with it. Now she's scrapping away with Tatton. And Zoe Morgan to track back to kill that one off. And there's the threat on the counter there. They're opened up a little bit thanks to that back pass.
Yeah, between Dunbarton and Cruikshank, they eventually dealt with it, but put a few spanners in the works beforehand, and now charging inside. Ends up with Tatton, who seems to have moved slightly more centrally than before. Furness cuts this one out in front of Tolman. Had Watkins as an option, elected not to go there. Dadswell's free. And that's where she ends up. Moore now, who's playing on the right wings, called for offside. Much to the unhappiness of Isabel Dadswell in front.
They're not thrilled with the decision, Dadswell. As we'll see. Shank out from the back, launches it in the Holton direction. Well, it's snuck in behind here, and a lot of defending for Dadswell to do. He has 2 to try and corral. She's pretty well in the end, and in the end, Tolman, quick feed from Ashley Tolman, puts the cross in. Ellie Crop buzzing about. Clifford steers it away again. Pressure building. The Pirates on the ball. Zoe Horgan back to Danielle Raymond. Raymond wide for Ashley Tolman. Shut down again by Dadswell, but Tolman keeps a hold of it. And look to slide one through. Just misplaced the pass though. Christabel Moore might be able to spring a counter-attack here for the Lions. Davis is not getting the service she needs quite at the moment. Tolman, she's getting plenty of service. A common outlet. Well, this Taroona side. Lily Holton showing her strength and just shielding a defender off the ball. Swatting Emil Tatton all the way like she's a fly there, Lily Holton. Stuck to a task, did Tatton, but well done by Holton, and then Minstrel killer ball. Is unable to spring Tolman and get behind for a throw in as we tick towards half time.
There's absolute textbook work there from Holton. Just guarding off the defender, using the shoulder, nothing illegal, and then a Cruyff's turn to get around. I was very impressed with that from Holton. And we'll see what Taroona decide from the throw-in. I think it was a bit ambitious. Zoe Horgan coming across for that one. Now we'll have Dunbarton. Goes short towards Tolman, but off the foot of Crop for a goal kick as we only have a couple of minutes left in this first half. And Taroona 2-0 up. Kingborough with it all to do. They've identified what their obvious outlet is. They just really need to get the ball to Laura Davis a tad more, as that one falls short. Crunching challenge. Potential, I reckon you'd have to check for head injury here. I think there might have even been a foul given on Tolman.
There was, as Furness is down for the time being. Look at the replay here, Gardner with the goal kick. Playing together. Furness, who, I don't think the elbow's too far away from the body. Surely she's got the right to go for the header. She's won the header.
Won the header, exactly.
I think she's been done for an elbow there. Zoe Horgan just protesting the point. And I think she's got a point. The arm wasn't really very far away from the body at all.
No, not at all.
No Marilyn Fellaini there.
Oh, yeah, real favourite of us up here at Slice of Cheese is that man.
Genuine favourite of mine. I don't know what you're talking about. Sincerely enjoy his work. As this one sent down the line, a chance Clifford trying to spring in behind. The pace of DeSmit. And a trick back to Lucas, who thumps this one out of there. Over the head of Horgan, and that will be half time. I'm not sure if there's a problem with our clock. Oh, apparently our clock's not the ground clock. The referee has said, all right. We've gone. I think we've gone.
I think we have gone early. I'm trying to read the KGV scoreboard here, but it does seem like we've decided to go a minute and a half early.
This is rather bizarre scenes here. I'll just get Webby down here to check the scoreboard and see what the clock's at.
Check. 44.
44. Well, this is one of the more surprising. The match manager just stormed the bench. We've now gone to 0 here. Well, this is not what you want in cup final day, Hunty.
Yeah, bizarre scenes here with all match managers out on the field, both teams, and the competitions manager out there as well, just inquiring about the timing.
Well, Simon Edwards, the Kingborough coach, he's not happy. He wanted these 90 seconds. They needed a goal before the half. I'm not sure what's going on here. I might head down there in half-time break and try and get an explanation on this one. At Dunbarton at the moment. Conversations though.
Roaming calling to get an answer.
So bizarre scenes to end the first half here, but in the 44 minutes we had, it's Taroona holding sway 2-0, and they've been a better team. They've taken a couple of chances. The Lions grew into the contest, but just as they were growing back into it, that second goal, that was a real stinging blow. That one is going to be pretty tough for Kingborough from here on out, I thought, Paul.
Yeah, I don't think it's an impossible task by any stretch, especially when you've got Laura Davis up top, who just needs that one chance to get in behind the defence and try and get one past Taroona, but they are certainly in the ascendancy, the favourites here, Taroona, as we have a look at the goals and probably highlights from the first half. Zoe Horgan's coolly slotted penalty made it 1-0 after 3 minutes. And it's really been, despite Kingborough having a few attacking half chances, it really has been predominantly Taroona in charge. There's another handball we've seen there for today, and I think we might have an extended half-time break as well. We'll take advantage of the slight miss time, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Yes, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. We'll be back in around about, well, I assume 15 minutes time for the second half of this one.
Could be 17.
Yeah, Grace Furness. Mine are just focusing on the paint here. That's some lovely work from Ellie Crock to bring me out of it. Rolls it through for Ashley Tolman. Couldn't beat Gardner. Just a little Tolman.
Play the auxiliary striker, losing that one in the sky is all and sundry. It's short of a foul from Tolman on the Furness. Nothing given there from the referee. From Tatton. It's around Dunbarton, sparging to the byline. A lot of leaning shoulder in there. Play on given, and eventually called back for the foul, although advantage might possibly have been the better option there, Davis.
She had a shot. She's just going to chip it into the box and Gardner with a commanding grab. Throwing a safe pair of hands.
Yeah, very good. Emil Tatton coming in. Good headed clearance. Now Moore. Ooh. And that's eventually out for a corner. Probably didn't quite have to get ahead on that. KGB Football Park. All headed down from Taroona. That's a crunchy challenge. High elbow as well. That's surely a being backed into there, and eventually Moore comes across to help and pops one in the side and gets the free kick. So Kingborough with the opportunity to whip.
Just for the Lions here, swing it into the mixer, does just that, and Lucas passes through for his test with flying colours. And that was it all for the team. She got them here in the finals. That's a dangerous ball directed home to the Taroona Pirates, stole their lead. Lily Holt, I think it is, who pokes it home for close range. And they clock it from the corner.
In this week, as we go back to live play, and beating one down the sideline to Babin, who cynically fouls at the end there. Play on given. Smith battling with it, calls for handball from the crowd. Nothing given by the referee. That's a serious lean in from Dunbabin. And that is a Kingborough. She'll have to try and beat them all. And that's good body on Bell, and the foul has gone Kingboroug's way. So potentially
Lady Laura Davis. Here's Laura Davis. She's got one more to beat. It's Cruikshank. She's tearing in behind, but well done to defend it away. The danger not past. Ashley Tolan puts the cross in. Ellie Crop buzzing about. Clifford steers it away again. Pressure building.
What their obvious outlet is, they just really need to get the ball to Laura Davis a tad more. Is that one falls short? Crunching challenge. Potentially, I reckon you'd have.
If it wasn't for our volunteers, we'd be struggling to put teams on the pitch.
Just the time that goes in, it's unbelievable, really.
There's so many different roles on the field, off the field. There's a role for everyone and everyone can be involved.
I see firsthand the time and the effort that all these people put in.
I don't think we could operate without them. The volunteers are key.
I give up my time to volunteer because I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's more than a hobby, it's what I do.
The World Game is Tasmania's game.
I love the excitement and the thrill of being out on the pitch. It's not all about you, it's about working hard for everyone else on the field as well. It's a really skillful game, exciting game, fast game.
Playing at the top level gives a sense of accomplishment, like we're actually doing something good for females. Our sport matters.
As soon as you walk onto the pitch, every emotion is flowing. The passion within the game is second to none.
The World Game is Tasmania's game.
spectators to leave the field, please. Players are about to return to the second half of our Women's Statewide Cup semi-final.
And we are back for the second half here at KG5 Taroona. The FC holding sway 2-0. The Lions have got a big chase on in the second half. Need to claw a couple of goals back. Taroona looking in control though, the better team in that first half. They took a couple of chances and are in the box seat for this one. It's going to take a stirring fight back from the Lions. And you think they need to come out of the sheds and make an impact pretty early if they're going to get back into this one.
Yeah, I do think they need to do what Taroona did in the first half and score early, really, as much for belief and confidence as well as obviously halving the deficit. But with players like Tatton, who I thought was really impressive in the first half, and Laura Davis up front, that's always a possibility. But for Taroona, they're pretty composed at the back as we kick off here for the second half. Good turn from Watkins. Oh, it's a slightly dangerous ball, which Tolman manages to dispossess. Then off Furness. Now Tolman again with the left foot. And good save from Garner. Didn't quite get the power on it, did Tolman. She was falling to the ground as she was shooting. Minstrel with a strong header. Now Furness. Calls for handball from the Taroona section of the crowd. And I believe that is given eventually, so no advantage decided to be played there. Taroona with the first set piece of the day. Calls for handball. Zoe Horgan, as usual, over the top of the bowl. And heard you say before, there's no area you say won't shoot, Cooling, and I think this might be in that region.
Yeah, this has got long-range bomb written all over it. She scored from a very similar position at Warrior Park in the semi-final. And she scored 3 of them in the quarter-final against the Zebras in a Beckham-esque display. What's she got here? She drives this one straight down the throat of Olivia Gardner. Didn't quite have the quality on that occasion, Zoe Horgan, but probably scored more free kicks than anyone else in the state this year, I'd imagine. She's been very dialed in on that front. And she's on the ball here. Sends it across to Ashley Tolman. Long Ellie Croft threatening to get in behind, scrapping away with Lawson. Croft wins it off her, then directs it goal from the extreme angle. He's always going to battle to beat Gardner from there.
Yeah, and Gardner does well launching that one into the sky and just unfortunately miscontrolled there from DeSmit. And I was going to slightly question you on the free kick thing, but then I realised most of Lucy Johnson's chips are probably from open play rather than from free kick, so you're probably right there, Cooley.
Yeah, I think factor in the cup. I reckon Horgan will be leading the free kicks. A real knack for curling those ones in. Kicks out the top windows routinely, so it's Lawson with the throw in. Down the line, Watkins with the back. But Minstrel right there. Playing that one off of DeSmit. Big first half from Melinda Minstrel.
Yeah, doing that defensive midfield role exceptionally well. Obviously more accustomed to centre back, but doing very well in there today as Raymond loses out to Watkins. Well intercepted from Cruikshank. Fires that one down the wing. Zoe Holden couldn't quite keep that one in and wasn't terribly happy at the fact. Throw into Lawson. 10 yards inside our own half. Too many options presenting at the moment. Smith is one. Watkins dropping deep. It's long in the Davis direction. Well cut out by Taroona, and they'll eventually win the throw in. Blackwood Coyle to take.
Xerxes with the throw in here. Sends it to Holton. And that's off of Crop, I think. So it'll be a Lions throw in. Absolutely nothing on offer here. A bit more intent coming out of the Sheds chasing game in a cup final for mine. As DeSmit curls one in the middle of the defence. Tatton breaking up the play. Now Laura Davis pounces on it. And Tolman gets a piece of her, and that might be a dose of dairy there for Ashley Tolman. I would have thought would be a professional foul.
Yeah, very apologetic about it, Tolman. I'm not sure if that'll quite see her out of the dose of dairy. Immediately put the hand up, and that is the first slice of cheese for the day, and the second biggest cheer of the day from the Kingborough fans over that one.
Yeah, I think well and truly are booking that for Ashley Tolman. A number of physical battles, and now the referee just sending out on the field temporarily. Might be a bit of claret or something going to go off for, so not sure what's going on there. But a slice of cheese for Ashley Tolman anyway, and some running repairs required, it would seem.
Possibly the same magic spray as used before. I reckon that's a bit of claret coming out there for Ashley Tolman. Free kick taken from Daswell, chipped over the top. A crucial header there from Dunbarton. And they'll eventually, nearly see it out, but Laura Davis pounces on it, Tatton in the middle of the box. And eventually well cleared.
Ellie Dick.
By Ellie Dick on the left hand side.
Well, I think he's just chucked on a correct jumper now after fooling us by wearing Crookshank's jumper for the entire first half, which is convenient of it. Anyway, Ellie Dick out there and is smashing this one clear. And that's a lovely ball too to Lily Holton. Lily Holton. Clever ball too to Minstrel. Now worked over the top, but Croppett just made a different run to what Minstrel was expecting, I think. And Tolman ready to come back on the near side. Dadswell spreads it across for Moore. Lions still in possession. Isabel Dadswell retreats back to Mackay. Into the middle it goes and falls away on Melinda Minstrel, but she just left it there, and Laura Davis said, I'm having that, and then Davis gets her a Minstrel. Lovely work here from Davis. Can she thread a pass through? It's a pretty good looking ball for Tatton. Racing onto a Tatton. Well done, Ellie Dick. Got her foot in and saved the day. That looked ominous. The danger's not past though. Crossed in, blocked was that handball. No, says the referee. Laura Davis smashing this one wide. Just never got a balance before she hit that one.
No, slightly off balance. The ball just rolling past her a bit hard. But again, that's what we want to see from Kingborough in this second half. Just keeping on that attacking intent. Laura Davis, especially Tatton, they seem to put Tatton up top and left Laura Davis in a more subdued role. And they'll chase that one down. More harassing the Taroona defence. But eventually, going to be cleared as far as Dunbarton. Back to Dick. Now Tolman. Tolman battling down that left-hand side and manages to beat one. She's got Furness for company. Up top to the goal scorer in Holton. That eventually seen off there from Ishka Mackay. Seemed a bit more open in this second half than the first.
Yeah, it's flowing from end to end at the moment. The Lions need the game to open up if they're going to get back into it. It's going to put the pressure on their defence, but they're going to need to create some more chances. They're going to do that by opening the game up a little. Lily Holton takes over here, plays it to Tolman. Swings across in no one in the middle though, and Olivia Gardner under no pressure can collect. And now look to spring them away. Launches it long and strong in the Davis direction. Off the head of Dunbarton, and Ellie Dick leading Davis back to the ball. Who's going to hustle after this one. And safety first from the Pirates defender, just putting that one into touch.
Yeah, it's safety first there from Ellie Dick, just letting the rest of her teammates have the opportunity to come back, if anything. There's throw in from Dadswell. Good control. Now falls to Furness. Controlled by Moore. Tries to turn, ends up going back to Watkins, whose heavy touch will then cops a falcon right off the toe there. And now DeSmit battling on the near side and eventually does enough to win a corner, but again, another falcon in this game.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins copping that one. There's been a couple of nasty knocks here, and that one from close range absolutely roofed into poor Sammy Watkins there. That was a tough one, but she will recover. She's back on her feet now, and she's on the ball, in fact. Lays it back for Lawson to cross in. Headed away by Tolman before Moore could pounce, and now Raymond is in there. It falls the way of the Furnace. Really holding the target here. Stepping in was Isha Mackay. Dick in ahead of Tatton. And then it's Dadswell. Holton picked it up in midfield. Dropped it off for Ellie Crop. Crop with that quick shift inside. She's got very quick feet, Ellie Crop. Oh, heavy touch from Raymond. Turns it over here. A chance for Christabel Moore. The pass almost found Tatton, but Zoe Horgan was always in the best position. And this will go all the way back to Gardner, who's going to have to come off her line here and sweep up. Holton now pressuring, but had an inside option in Isha Mackay. Christabel Moore. In the middle, Minstrel with a great challenge. Then worked it for Ellie Crop. Can she play the return ball? Crop, oh, she doesn't need to. She tears off towards goal. Ellie Crop on a save. Gardner comes up big for a team. Crop back inside, another attempt, and Gardner steers that one aside too.
Olivia Gardner take a bow. Wonderful double save there. Ellie Crop, one of the best strikers in the state, and stood tall, didn't go to ground too early. And possibly the return ball there. Minstrel streaming forward from central defensive midfield. And great save on the left hand, and then the foot save on the second attempt from Gardner. And does exceptionally well there. Couldn't do a lot about the first couple of goals, Gardner, but coming up strong when faced with a one-on-one. Now what can Taroona do from the corner? It's Zoe Horgan looking to the near post, nearly falls to Holton again, and eventually cleared. And the referee and Moore having a bit of a come together, but Moore will end up with the throw-in. So danger averted for the moment for the Kingborough Lions.
Yeah, big chance. I think if they get 3 goals up, that's good night. I think they can come back from that far down. And, holding on, but Crop, so close. Did have the option to pass to Minstrel, but I think she made the right one. Back to her own pacing, just tore him behind. Did it pretty well. Gardner would like to have the second goal back on the corner. Coming, not quite getting there, but coming up big there for a team. Here's Lily Holton. Turning onto the right. That was blocked by Tatton. Danielle Raymond with a little bit of space. Danielle Raymond from range. It's easy pickings for Olivia Gardner. And she needs to get it moving. She will launch this one along again. Ball landing between Dunbabin and Raymond. Zoe Horgan gets in there. A magnificent game in midfield. Crop with a clever touchdown for Holton, who's starting to feature quite prominently. Lily Holton as this second half ticks away. Well done, Raymond. Threads it through for Tolman. Gardner will get there first. Just slightly overhit on this occasion.
Yeah, and well, coming off a line there, Olivia Gardner having a good starting position helps, and dropping back deep in defence is Dunbabin, playing Taroona's sweeper role, and does well. To the far side, looking for Tolman. It's not really going to anyone in particular, and Ishka Mackay will let that one run out for a Kingborough throw-in. Kingborough really needing to start to throw bodies forward here in the second half, down by 2 goals. Dadswell looking to go back, now goes forward. And good backing in there by the Kingborough player. Eventually falls to Furness. Just a bit of a heavy touch there from DeSmit. Lets in Minstrel. Deflected cross, might fall to Crop. Gets ahead in the way. Tolman bursting through. Tolman again, but Gardner comes out to claim well. Absolutely straight off the line there was Olivia Gardner. In the last 5 minutes, he was really keeping her team in this contest.
Yeah, the Pirates have got their tails up here at the moment. They're sensing a chance for the kill here. There's a little bit of blood in the water. And if they can land that 3rd goal, it would be a most decisive of blows. The Lions need to conjure something back the other way, but DeSmith miscontrols. Going down the line by Persia Blackwood Coyle. Zoe Horgan knocks it on. Lily Holton coming from the blind side of Clifford. And bodies up with the stronger body of Holton, who did really well. Played a pass in behind of Horgan though. Swept up by Raymond. Now Minstrel. And stroke it round the back. Ellie Dick. Wide for Dunbabin. Tolman the likely outlet here. Why not? She's going to try and skin Dadswell. Dadswell defended it nicely, but then Miss Furness just knocks it out of play. They're only just holding on at the back at the moment here, the Lions. They're under siege.
Yeah, really being put under pressure by the Pirates. And now Tolman. Using the body well. Falls to Raymond. Now looking for the return ball, but Furness stood well in that situation. Now Tatton, who's dropped deeper and deeper as this second half has gone on. Zoe Horgan doing very well in a confined space there. Gets the ball out wide. And nearly getting through there is Ellie Crop, but well cut out from DeSmith. Now continuing the run down this side. The return ball just left a bit short there from Phoebe Clifford. Good hold up play here again from Taroona. Eventually covering in the defence there, but not quite bursting through is Holton. Couldn't quite beat the third Kingborough defender though. I thought for all money that Harley Lawson had that one sorted, and in the end Holton ended up making a storming run into the box.
Yeah, charging in, it took Ishkat Mackay to put it behind for a corner. Another chance here for Zoe Horgan. The Lions just need to survive this period as the first half wore on. I thought they got better. I thought they were really under pressure in the first 15 minutes, and then perhaps as the half wore on they were able to get more of a foothold in the game. They need to survive this period. As Gardner comes and doesn't get there, Tolman! Brilliant block Mackay. Saves a certain goal. The Taroona players want a handball. I think this might have been ball to hand. We'll have another look.
Well, I thought it was a Falcon personally.
There's a seagull.
Tolman gets in and then has a swing at it. It's goal bound.
Super slow-mo. Yeah, you can't give that. That's tight into the body.
Yeah, you
can't be giving that a penalty.
Nah,
Taroona players,
never.
Optimistic, I'd have thought.
Yeah, when your elbow's literally stuck into your chest and it hits the elbow, you've got to be about the harshest referee in the world to give that one. Unfortunately, it wasn't on this occasion. The corner, while we were assessing that, came to nothing. So Gardner takes the goal kick. Nice ball in short to feet, but immediately charged down from Crop. Crop's in on goal, shoots first time, and Gardner does well to get down. It was Tatton who had the ball robbed from her before, and Gardner comes up strong again.
I wonder if maybe Crop could have powered into the box a little more there. Took the shot on just a little early, I think. And Gardner gets down and makes a smart save. But, they are really tightening the screws right now, the Pirates. They've got a stranglehold on this game. Minstrel just keeps winning it back in midfield. Up to Lily Holton, whose influence is growing and growing, and the confidence is showing too. She charges off here, Clifford in close proximity. And she jinks inside of Clifford Holton. That was well done. Now she crosses to the back post, but couldn't pick out Tolman. Might fall for Raymond. There were two defenders there. Charging after was Tolman. Worked it back to Zoe Horgan. Zoe Horgan shapes the shoot. Hits the woodwork. Oh, so close, Zoe Horgan. What would be almost a certain sealer at this point. Now that was not far away. A coat of varnish away there, Paul.
Yeah, a coat of varnish on the outside of a Pirate chip away there for Zoe Horgan. She'll have another go from this. Got two Kingborough defenders to beat. Crop comes across to help. And eventually Kingborough will just about see it clear. Sammy Watkins in an unfamiliar area down in that bottom corner. Gets it clear, but Minstrel using her body well. Shields that out for a throw-in. Expert play there from the Taroona midfielder, and magically it's not well shielded as the throw-in's gone the other way. Immediately taken to Laura Davis, whose name I haven't had to call for a good 10 minutes here. Now Watkins. Immediately pressured again, tried to get it through to Davis, but possibly took on one too many. Now Tatton, looking to the far side, tries to beat one. Morgan says no way here. Watkins shielding the ball well with not many options and gives it away to Holton. Now to Ellie Crop, free steaming forward for the Pirates. Well done from Watkins. Now the through ball, Laura Davis under it. Gets the ball around, beats one, Laura Davis in here on goal. Tries to get to the keeper and shoots. Kingborough 2-1, and they are back in this statewide cup final. Laura Davis, she just needs the right opportunity, and she took it with both hands.
She's been feeding on scraps for an hour, Laura Davis. They've not been able to get the ball to her in a good position. They feed it to her in a one-on-one with Persia Blackwood-Coyle, and she comes up trumps and offers a lifeline for the Lions. They were hanging on and hanging on at the other end. Taroona hit the post, and now they close within one. And just staying on a line on this occasion was Lucas, and Davis belting it home in resounding fashion. And they're back into the game against the run of play. That's been their methodology to get this far. They just hang in there and they take their chances when they come. And when you've got a player of the calibre of Davis, it only takes one moment, and she has had no service at all today, Davis. That's the first time she's really been in any promising position when she's been fed the ball. And boy, did she make the most of it. And suddenly, Taroona, I'm just going to wonder psychologically how you deal with a goal like that. They've been in complete command. They've controlled this game. They could so easily be 3 up. If they're not careful, it might be 2-0. Because Laura Davis is charging forwards again. But well done by Dunbabin on this occasion. 1 away from her. I reckon there are just a few nerves out there at the moment for Taroona. They've missed a couple of chances in this half. They've come very close. And suddenly it's game on.
I think Coach Ben Horgan is feeling those nerves and preparing a substitution, wanting some fresh legs onto the pitch here for Taroona and Kingborough. Hopefully that's given them a lift on the field. It's certainly given their fans in the grandstand a lift. There's the throw in, looking for Tatton, well intercepted by Horgan. And now storming forward here is Horgan looking for Tolman, but offside is called, so no shepherding needed there from Ishka Mackay. And Taroona looking to make a substitute possibly at the next out. Gadswell coming across to take the free kick.
I'll tell you what, unless my eyes deceive me, that's Adeline Aiton about to come on. So that is masterfully played by Ben Horgan. He has ruled her out as a chance for the last 3 weeks. And he's sneakily snuck her onto the bench, and he's about to introduce her. He's kept that ace up his sleeve very nicely, Ben Horgan, and what a luxury to be able to bring Adeline Aiton onto a game. And he'll be hoping it's only for 25 minutes. It could well be a little bit longer, but that's a fairly handy substitute the Pirates are about to call on. Probably the best player in the state when fit. Certainly up there in that conversation. And it's the Lions leading out from the back here. That's intercepted by Blackwood-Coyle. Beat 1, couldn't beat 2. Now Ellie Crop weaves away in there and jinks inside again. She's so good at that move. Well blocked by De Schmidt into the path of Holton, who's really come into this in the second half. She's giving the fullbacks a bit of a roasting. Just drifting inside. And they've got themselves a corner. Adeline Aiton preparing to enter the fray.
I'm loving this masterful tactical stroke from Ben Horgan, just to play down for weeks and weeks and weeks and then put her on the field with hopefully 25 minutes to go for their sake. But still holding off, especially when the ball's at this end. Ellie Horgan directing traffic from the corner kick. Puts that one to the near post, trying to deal with it, manages to turn, and that's not far away from a crossbar at least there at the near post. Impossible angle. It will certainly go down. There's a shot for Taroona. Trying to see who that was in the sunlight. Managing to turn his shoot. Judging by, I'd say it's Ellie Crop. Yeah, judging by the action.
So Melinda Minstrel to make her way. And a fantastic shift that she has put in today. Ben Horgan might have just stitched her for the best of field, because she's firmly in my mind when it's coming to the votes. But that's going to have to factor in. But a very good 66 minutes from Melinda Minstrel, who's shielding that back four. I assume Zoe Horgan now drops back into that role, and we'll see Adeline Aiton immediately on the ball in the Horgan role. And she tees up Holton. What an immediate impact that would have been. Holton over the top. Wow, talk about instant impacts.
And Holton had, she didn't have stars in her eyes with that goal. Aiton was storming through for the 1-2. Played right there. She had space as well, but I don't blame the striker for taking the shot, especially when you are the scorer of one of the goals today as well. That is Holton. Goal kick in the direction of Furness. Not quite get that one wide. Bit of miscommunication in the Kingborough defence will allow Ellie Crop in here on goal. Mackay coming across. Hits towards Lowe, and that's well defended eventually. Fulton coming in. And just trying to see who that was covering in the defence there. I'd say it'd be Phoebe Clifford, judging by the position. Throw-in taken by Taroona. Aiton on the ball, delivers towards the near post, but deflected out off Mackay for a corner, who is sticking to Holton like super glue at the moment.
And 22 minutes to go here. 2-1 in favour of Taroona. They've been the dominant side today. Crop steers it in, but misdirection on that one. But they just kept themselves into the lines. Laura Davis has given them some hope. This one is a dicey pass straight to Ellie Crop. Ellie Crop loses it straight away, though. I think she was surprised to have received the ball. Now they threw it down the line. Blackwood Coyle in ahead of Watkins. Here's Dunbavin. Picked up by Blackwood Coyle. Crop was expecting the pass to feed. It was put out in front of her instead. She'll track this one down, though. Well defended Clifford. Stood it up nicely. And Rappel's out for a throw in.
A lot of rotation in midfield positions with Kingborough as well. We've now got Watkins out on the left and Tatton keep dropping back, and she's nearly on the ball there. Eventually her defensive partner will put a nice Megs on Holton, and now Watkins has got a bit of space here. Laura Davis trying to stay onside. It's Watkins storming down the left-hand side. She also has pace to burn, only got one to beat. Goes herself. Back post and just hits it right down the throat of the keeper, Lucas. There's a storming run from Watkins. Unfortunately, couldn't quite pick out the goal or a teammate.
Yes.
Now on the far side, that's Wall. He gets that one under control. Now Aiton, who's put a lovely diagonal through ball in the area of Crop, but Gardner on her preferred left foot will kick that one out first time.
Madeline Aiton showing her class there, raking through ball. She can hit those diagonals so very well. And as the Lions chase this game and have to push players forward, it might open up some spaces for Aiton to exploit. She's waltzing through them here, opts to pass for Tolman. Deflects, and well done Gardner. Stood strong again. And they continue to knock on that door, the Pirates.
I'm not sure whose right foot that was of Kingborough, but that was a crucial stop nonetheless. Tolman coming in, managed to get boot to ball, and it's actually Gardner with a quick reflex save with the right foot, done exceptionally well there. There's the throw in for Taroona. Just gets a turn in. Now Aiton battling in the box, manages to whip it to the far post. A bit too far for that one, and now Mackay, who's gone out to cover, will not concede the corner. It's a goal kick for Kingborough, so she's done well out there as Ishka Mackay.
Now that we've seen the precedent set with Adeline Aiton, I'm just questioning whether Ken Morton has actually got Oscar Thomas available, and this is all an elaborate ruse for the second game too.
Well, I can give you the answer to that. It's not.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I love the hijinks from Ben Horgan at play there. It's a bold move. Didn't name her in the squad. He sent to the paper. Kept that under his hat. It's having an impact as the Lions look to their bench to try and see how things are around in this one. And we'll see if Ashley Hale can spark them and lead them back into this game. She's replaced Christabel Moore. That's just over the head of Holton, but Tolman won it back, and then Holton back to Adeline Aiton, immediately drawing the ball. And they play a feed here. It's Adeline Aiton. Hasn't got any support down the right here at the moment, so bombing into that space now, Blackwood Coyle. The pass broken up straight to Zoe Horgan. Horgan to Crop. Crop to Aiton. It's Adeline Aiton into the box. Adeline Aiton couldn't quite direct it goalwards. Tried to sneak it in near stick. Would have been better off going across the face of the goal on that occasion.
No, it would be very much like her to sneak it in the near post, though, given she snuck onto the team sheet here today in Adeline Aiton. But just the absolute composure and class in the centre. I mean, even just having her on for 20 minutes, I think is going to have a huge impact on this match. Gardner takes the free kick and the goal kick short. Out to Dadsburg, gives it away to Tolman. Dumped clear again. Tolman just chasing down absolutely everything here. Not short of energy is actually Tolman on the left-hand wing.
The last 3 times they've tried to play out from the back, Ashley Tolman has been on the end of it, whether a good interception or just passed it straight to her, but It's a little disjointed out from the back at the moment, the Lions. They've got 18 minutes of regulation to find a goal back into it, but again they've turned it straight back over to Horgan. They need to start going a little bit more direct, I think. Launch it down the middle. Try and find Laura Davis, who's dropped a little bit deeper for the time being. Horgan in there, away from Crop. Surely a foul, I thought, on Zoe Horgan. Play allowed to continue. Holton holds off the attentions of the defender, and then Adeline Ayton skips onto the ball and slides one through for Tolman, putting quite on the end of it. But the impact that Ayton's had on this contest, profound.
Absolutely profound. Adeline Ayton and Ashley Tolman was an extra shoe size away from that one. That one's launched, as we suggested, down the middle for Gardner. No short option there, but still given away. Ayton looking to play with Tolman. Nothing given, anticipating a runner down the left-hand side. Watkins is a willing runner, but well cleared again from Blackwood Coyle. Now Crop, who's been a little quiet the last 10 to 15 minutes. Taroona will be looking to get more on the ball. Blackwood Coyle goes safety first. Now it's Lawson. Launching that one in, Watkins gets around the first defender. And can't quite get around Dunbabin the first time. It's Watkins and Dunbabin down this side, back to DeSchmidt. Inside, oh, it's clearly not a foul. And that's well won again from Taroona. You've got to play the whistle, and Ayton has done that expertly. Holds off the defender well and now plays it through to Ellie Crop. He's got 3 runners in advance, but coming across there is Davis, who's gone to a more withdrawn position that we saw her start with in this match.
I think they're just hoping to get her on the ball. Can't really get a touch at the moment. They might be away here because they've won it back in a promising area. They send it over the top for the pace of Tatton. Lucas miles off the line. Really well led there by Perry Lucas. As Tatton was bearing down on it. And a crucial intervention. And the crowd, every time the Lions are going forward, really being brought to life. They do have one of the best supporter bases for these cup finals we've seen in recent years. They turn out en masse the Lions for these big occasions, and they've done it here at KG5 today. A loud crowd for their team.
I'm just thinking, I mean, it is one thing to get Laura Davis on the ball more by having her in a more withdrawn position, but that little extra pace up there might have been the crucial difference. Tatton has some wheels, but Davis has that extra explosive pace, and it's how they got their goal of the game so far. And with 15 minutes to go in a cup final, I think they just throw caution to the wind as that one goes up to Hale, manages to win a throw-in. And Kingborough gradually creeping forward here.
And the throw-in taken down. Dunbabin in close proximity with the substitute Hale, who sees it out off her. It'll be a goal kick. 15 minutes left in regulation.
When do you start time wasting if you're Taroona? A few slow ball collections.
Yeah, I think you eat up the seconds as you can, but they've done a pretty good job keeping the ball at the other end of the pitch. I think it could be a case of best defence is a good offence at the moment. They've kept them hemmed back in, and they have looked a little susceptible at the back when Taroona have been able to get in these advanced positions. They've just not been able to get in them often enough. There's some defending to do here. There's some substitutions being prepared. It looks like Mia Kane is set to come on for Taroona, and she will replace Delly Crop, who you flagged a few minutes ago. Hadn't seen as much, but I think just tiring a little bit. She really had a big influence on it early with her dribbling skills, drawing defenders out of position. And a good shift from Ellie Crop today. It's been a very astute signing coming across from university. She's added a real threat that perhaps at times they lacked in the final third last year. And complemented Holton really well up top. Tatton the target of this throw. What can Emile Tatton do? She turns nicely. Plays a little reverse pass to Hale. Back to Tatton. Emile Tatton coming in with Danielle Raymond. And slightly overhit pass there from the Furnace. Too much heat on that occasion.
Lucas not quite, still playing with some urgency here with the goal kick. Looks out wide. That's coming across to defend that one and managing just about win that, and does now. There's Watkins in some space, who just left it a bit too long, and Blackwood Coyle came across to collect. Now out to Lawson. He jinks inside, beats one. Lawson still going here. Manages to find the feet of Davis. Hale's out wide. Hale looks for the return ball. It's Laura Davis at the top of the box. Calls to shoot from the crowd, but just can't quite organise that one. Tolman on Furness. Tolman doesn't give away the foul.
I don't know how.
Well, I don't know how either. Oh, that's a dangerous roll out there, and Watkins is alive to the danger. Into Davis, who just about gets a foot in. Unfortunately, Watkins managed to touch that one out for a goal kick.
Oh,
probably should have left that one.
Very dicey this from Lucas, just inviting all manner of trouble. Watkins pouncing. Just a bit of game awareness, I think, required there. No need to be inviting danger like that one. Heavy touch from Blackwood Coyle, but turn to an all right pass to Zoe Horgan. How will this Taroona side deal with the pressure there? About 12-15 minutes away from hoisting the trophy. How does that play on the mind? Will they keep playing with the intent that's got them in this position? Will they start to tighten up a little? Here's Adeline.
Foul throw.
Foul throw would have to be. Couldn't be anything else, but there's another thing. The throw from the back, the foul throw, maybe the occasion just getting to a couple of the younger players.
Yeah, indicating it was lifting the back foot from the assistant referee. Immediately gave the signal to the centre referee. So a bit of teamwork there between the referees.
A lot of these players would have played in NDC Challenge type tournaments, but I don't think too many would have played on the big day in front of big crowds like this in Cup finals. A few of Taroona have had the Summer Cup finals. There's some new players in this team. A big occasion for them. Zoe Horgan is one who's not shy of a big occasion. She's played in some big games. Here's Dunbarton. Back to Ellie Dick. Cuts a little composure despite the tender years. Here's Ashley Tolman. Lets it run. And then tracks it down and tries to run past Dadswell, but left it straight back up to it, and then Dadswell ran out of play. So Taroona will get it eventually.
10 minutes left for Taroona either to hold on or to expand their lead as they look down the line. That's a very good throw in the Holton direction. It's Mackay for company. Oh, beats one, and Holton shoots off the crossbar. Holton nearly doubling her tally for the day. Lovely step over there from 8 and delivers it to the near post. Holton again, but it goes wide. It's the second time this half Taroona smashed one off the woodwork.
Usual co-commentator Jake Morgan compared the under-20s final the other night to Mufasa hanging on the edge of the cliff in The Lion King. Not overly applicable with South Hobart, but with the Lions on show here today, the perfect metaphor really. That's what it is at the moment. Will they be able to leap back up? Or will it be the Pirates who celebrate? They are trying to kill the game off with a third goal here. Zoe Horgan skips around Lawson, cuts it back in towards Holton, shielded but just couldn't quite complete the turn. Very impressive in this second half, especially Lily Holton. She has dominated the game up top for them. And almost landed the killer blow moments ago, denied by the woodwork. The second time the Pirates have crashed one in there. Long ball looking to spring. Davis gets there before Dunbarton. Laura Davis gets in behind. Dunbarton there crossing. Watkins is lurking. Oh, Blackwood Quill doesn't clear the area, but they've got enough numbers to remedy the situation.
Oh.
It's all a bit nervy at the back ball.
They're dropping deeper and deeper by the minute as the Taroona defence. And Laura Davis is ready to pounce on any scraps. That goes down the line to Hale. Shank. Dunbarton for company, and that's just about out of place. Still in. Laura Davis needs to chase this one down, but Dunbarton again clears it. Now Raymond. Furness for company, and the pressure from Furness. We see a throw into Taroona, so some pressure relieved here, but oh, it's starting to get nervy out there, Cooley.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all to play for in the final minutes of the Cup final. Taroona holding sway. The Lions been pegged back, but they're looking to strike late in a crucial time. But Davis might still get there first. What a save by Lucas! Just about got there. And Perry Lucas has just pulled off a huge save. That was so close to 2-2.
Oh, goalkeeping, sometimes you don't see the ball a lot, and then when you're called on in this situation, Lucas hesitated to start with, actually made the save with their leg there, and then got crunched afterwards by Davis. As brave goalkeeping from Perry Lucas, and needed to in that situation.
As the attack continues through Emil Tatton here, which runs out of real estate. No, got the cross off in time and wins the corner. They're knocking on the door. Now it's the Lions' chance to attack. They've absorbed an awful lot of pressure. They've hung in there. They've pulled one back against the run. Would there be a real sucker punch in this game? It's a dangerous looking ball. Adeline Ayton wins the header. Here's the substitute Kane. Cleared it only as far as Furness. She retreats back to Mackay. Now to Schmidt. Morgan got a foot in. Holton will chase this one now in a crucial battle with Phoebe Clifford. Clifford did well. Clifford to De Schmidt. De Schmidt with the first time pass. I think I was expecting it. Davis hanging off the shoulder of the last defender again. Just hoping something will fall away.
And even the pressure on that caused a rush clearance, which hopefully Lawson will push up and take the throw. Kingborough really got us put numbers forward here. It's in the direction of Watkins. Cleared by Ellie Dick. Out of Holton. A willing runner. Down on the near side. On the bike goes Kane. Two in the box. Gardner's going to come out in front of Tolman and collects well. That was Olivia Gardner. She kept it side in the game throughout that 60th to 70th minute period and comes up strong. Once again, it's Hale. Dadswell. Back to the Furnace. Calls from the crowd to push on immediately. Tried to find Ashley Hale, but nothing going on there. Tolman. Had Holton. First time probably would have been the best option there to put in Holton, but it does win the throw in. 6 minutes left for Taroona.
There should be absolutely no rush to take any throw-ins from this point on the Pirates. Game management needs to come into play here. They lead up as many seconds as possible. Holton continuing to be enormous, leading the line up top. And Ayton showing that awareness, will just take it to the corner, dwells on it, now swings the cross in. It's a dangerous ball towards Kane. Well skewed away though by Lawson. Back in. The Kingborough players raffle in the end. Tatton decides she'll take off and go. She cuts inside onto the right and then looks to spring one. That's a lovely ball. It's a foot race between Dick and Davis. And Ellie Dick was good. Just got there before the speedy Davis and steers it away.
An absolutely crucial touch at the last possible moment there from Ellie Dick. Laura Davis, who now is sitting up top and just chasing down every ball that's delivered. And that's probably got to be the tactic as Dadswell trots forward to take the throw. Goes short to Hale, looking for the return ball. Zoe Horgan comes across as the second defender to claim. Looks towards Holton, who can't quite keep it in. Dadswell, with a sense of urgency, runs across to take the throw. 5 minutes left for the Lions.
The throw down the line, Tolman cutting that one out. Ball in dispute, Adeline Ayton first to the pounce of it. And this time it eludes up. Rare occasion that's happened today as the Lions looking to their bench. And another late substitution here by the looks of it. And it's kitchen sink time for the girls from the Den. What have they got left to give? 4.5 in regulation remaining. Taroona holding sway. Here's Gardner. We'll switch it up to Lawson. Lawson coughs it up though. Treasure Blackwood Coyle. She running out of play. Get a chance to take over through Lawson here. Throws for Watkins. It's been lively in this second half and she gets in behind the Blackwood Coyle. Now she's going to run at Dunbabin and beats her opposite number to boot. Plays it in now for Tatton. Tatton trying to return it there. Still Emil Tatton. Tolman tracking back. And she did ever so well, Ashley Tolman. I thought Emil Tatton was primed to strike that one home. It was 6s and 7s at the back, but they just about scrambled it away.
He's just wanted the ball to go a bit slower. Did Tatton. It's just going too far and allowed Tolman to come back in kitchen sink time. He's here for the Lions. It's Leila Hickman coming on. And number 8, Isabel De Smith coming off.
And they've got a corner too, and she's going to come straight on and take it. Layla Hickman. Will this be an inspired substitution from Simon Edwards? A corner ball here. Suddenly it's the Lions who are knocking on the door. They're threatening to pull one back. Hickman swinging this one in. A teasing ball, not Shotted just wide of the near post. That wasn't far away at all. A great delivery there from Hickman.
I think it's Sammy Watkins at the near post.
Don't know if there's enough on there.
Not quite. Clifford.
Might have been Clifford, yeah. The flag's raised at the moment.
That didn't leave the 18-yard box, that goal kick.
Yeah, it's going to be retaken, which could be some cunning time wasting.
Immediate pressure. Watkins manages to get there, just can't quite keep it in. That was Kingborough. I'd be trying to pen them in as much as possible down in this corner. Yeah, really get the high press going. All or nothing time here for the Lions. Down the line. Watkins beaten out to it by Horgan, who just hits it behind a teammate. That's a crucial turnover.
Horgan just explaining what she wanted there from Kane. It's not forthcoming. Watkins the target of this throw, but she's going to struggle to get to that one. Poor pass, went straight to Hickman. Hickman works it in the Tatton direction. And now a chance for Taroona back the other way. It's Holton who holds it up. She's got to wait for some support. Kane's making a great run down the right. Holton says, I'm going myself, and charges off towards goal. Still going, Lily Holton. Will she cut it back? She tried to stake it there, but it hit the woodwork again. Tolman in there. It's cleared away. It's somehow the Lions survive once more. But Adeline Aiton's back on the ball before the elevator doors slam shut on her. Oh, so close. What a run that was from Lily Holton.
Oh, that was goal of the year contender if she stopped that at the near post from Holton. But now it's Kingborough charging down the other end. Looking for Laura Davis. Doesn't get there. Does fall to Watkins. Watkins versus Dunbarton, clears it only as far, but just gets a second opportunity again. It is head-to-head stuff here at KGB. There is only 1 minute of regulation time left. Yeah. I think I've got the secret signal. I think there's 4 minutes of added time. Looking at the fourth official there.
They are on the plank at the moment, and they are holding on with their fingertips right now, the Pirates. Oh, that's behind for another corner.
Is it keeper time? Is it Olivia Gardner time?
Perhaps it is. It's going to be Hickman to take. We're about to tick into stoppage time. A big last chance saloon moment here, although they're going to have a few minutes of added time. It's the Lions. They've held on mightily. And they level this one up. It's Hickman to take. She swings it near post, and that is the anti-climax of the game right there. Got to ask the question of the defence at the very least. 3 minutes to come. So, is there a late twist in the drama? Can the Lions pull this one out? This one over the head of Tolman. Adeline Aiton gets there first. Turns and sends a good little pass out. This is the right area of the field as far as the Pirates are concerned. A heavy touch out in front from Dunbarton, but putting it behind was Mackay, and they should not be taking any rush here to Taroona, although they do move it fairly speedily, because you saw a chance to get to Adeline Aiton, who will just keep a hold of the ball like a string. And then she opts to shoot from distance. Adeline Aiton! Oh, what a hit! And Taroona will be Statewide Cup champions! An absolute stunner from Adeline Aiton. What a goal to seal the deal!
Pick that one out. Adeline Aiton snuck onto the team sheet at the last minute. 25 minutes of game time. The chips Olivia Gardner to the back post. That is an amazing finish from Aiton. What a goal to secure a cup final.
An absolute stunner. Her mere presence was stunning. She snuck onto the team sheet. Benny Horgan kept that one under his hat, and that's why, because she can do that. And what a moment, and that is the ball game. Surely there's not time for 2 goals in 90 seconds.
If there is, I can't handle it. As Kane gets the ball down in the near post. And fortunately, that's going to roll out for a goal kick, and trying to retain any composure after that finish.
Surely
what a strike.
Surely they're home now. They've hit the post 3 times in this game, the Pirates. You've got to say they deserve it. Kingborough, they've fought hard, they've held on. But finally, Taroona get their goal, and what a goal it was. The calibre of cup final game-winning goals, pretty extraordinary so far this week. Clifford here, the Lions need 2 now. Tolman, she might get on the act too. She drives one, it's actually Tolman just past the post. Gardner was beat.
She deserves a goal today, Ashley Tolman, being one of the best on ground, constantly harassing the Kingborough defence, and you can just see the life has been sucked out of the Kingborough Lions team after that goal. That one falls to Watkins. Immediately pressured from Blackwood Coyle. Looking for Davis, but well cut out again from Ellie Dick, who's been imperious at the back. Kane knocking that one forward to Fulton. Mackay tries to clear it. Fulton surely should head for the corner here. Looking the other way, trying to find Ayton. And now a bit of a shank clearance there from Hickman. We'll see that out for a corner, and what is surely going to be one of the last actions of this game.
Yeah, the goal might have added another 30 seconds or so, but it's nearly the moment of triumph for the Pirates. They've been the better team. They're going to deserve this win. It's been a cracking final. Credit to the Kingborough Lions. Is
one of the more comical offsides you'll ever see. From the corner kick, standing in the wrong position to take the short one, and Gardner just launches that one as quick as she possibly can. Didn't quite find Watkins. Oh, Blackwood Coyle with a lovely touch around her. Now to Kane. Another one not heading for the corner flag. Holton and Mackay in the battle up top all game, and now Gardner's going to launch this one into the Davis direction. There's 5 defenders back for Taroona though. One of them is Dunbabin, who thumps that header clear. Tolman wins the next one, and that is full time.
In the Statewide Lions Cup, the Pirates are champions. 3 goals to 1 over the Lions, sealed by an absolute stunner from Madeline Ayton. The perfect way to end this game. They'll make us sweat it in the final 15 minutes. They were really made to work for this one. They fought mightily, did the Lions. It was a terrific underdog run all the way through to the final, but they've come up just short on the big day. And it's Taroona, worthy winners by 3 goals to 1. I've got a dash now below, Paul, so I'll leave you with the post game, and we'll obviously bring you the presentation.
Not a problem there for that one, Cooling, and we'll have a look at the goals. First is the penalty, only the 3rd minute from Zoe Horgan. Handball, I believe, was the cause of the penalty. Put Taroona in front nice and early, and first half was a pretty even contest overall. It's just Taroona managed to secure the goals, and that's the second one there. Just the flicked header deceived the keeper at the near post, and Fulton throwing that one in. Ellie Crop celebration taking the cake as well with that one there. We'll be seeing more of that throughout the week. I certainly agree with PA announcer Glenn McNeil's sentiment there, and Laura Davis, the first real chance she got for the game, and rifled it home. That brought it to 2-1. The last 20 minutes, it was absolutely end-to-end stuff here. Kingborough really pushing on for a second equaliser, and Taroona just managed to repel them on all possible opportunities. And then finally, what is one of the best goals I think I've seen live, Adeline Ayton with the rollover to beat a defender and then looping the keeper from 35 yards out. There's an absolute wonder goal right from the back pocket, and the teammates deserve to mob her for that one. As all reports, wasn't even on the team sheet, the one delivered to the media the day before, snuck on in there, came on with 25 minutes left, and to secure a goal like that at the end is something special. Presentation's not too far away here, and we will continue as Kingborough get a well-deserved round of applause here from their faithful. And really was a fantastic effort from them here today. 7th in the league, yet can put up a fight like that in a statewide cup final. They should be more than proud of themselves. The girls from the Den. And as we wait in anticipation for the presentation to start, Glenn McNeil's booming voice will surely crowd out mine soon, so I might just let him speak once he starts. And an absolutely wonderful advent for women's football here today, both the quality of the game and the crowd in support.
Okay, congratulations to both teams. Can we have the captain of Kingborough to say a few words?
Thank you, firstly, to the crowd. Thanks for coming out to support us today. We wanted to make sure we put on a good show for you. We hope we did that. Thank you. Thank you to the refs. Without you guys, the game wouldn't run the way it does, so major thanks to you guys. Taroona, really well fought, girls. It's always a good game playing against you guys. You do make us work for it, and you guys, you do deserve the win, so well done. And to my Barra girls, I'm so proud of all of you. We did work really hard to get to this point. It definitely wasn't easy, and I couldn't be prouder of you. And coaching staff, thank you for getting us to this point. So yeah, thanks.
Also would like to thank today's match officials. Could you come to the table, be presented with your medal by referee manager Tony Peart. Ellie Matthews. And the four officials ably led by Ellie Matthews. Could we please have the captain of Taroona come to the table?
First of all, thanks to the Kingborough girls. You guys have had an amazing cup tournament, and it'll be really interesting and exciting to see what you guys do with the rest of the league. So well done. And I'd like to thank the refs and the umpires. You guys did a great game, keeping it flowing, and it made us be able to play better. So thanks. We wouldn't be anywhere without our coaching staff, so I just want to thank everyone for pushing us and making us play better, trainings and every week for the games. Thank you. I'd of course like to thank the whole squad. You guys did amazing today, really pushed out, and it's amazing to finally win something with Taroona. And lastly, I'd like to thank all the Taroona supporters for coming and watching us. It really means a lot when you guys come out, so thank you. Okay, Lily Holton. Mia Kane. Zoe Morgan. Ash Coleman. Stella Cruikshank. Maeve Dunbarton. Clara Birch. Persia Blackwood Coyle. Daniel Raymond. Ellie Croft. Perry Lucas. Josie Painter, Ellie Dick. Melinda Judd. Adeline Ayton. Zola Blackwood Coyle. Sarah Lala. Oh, okay. Ben Morgan. And Greg McVeigh.
We'd just like to announce the Best On Ground award for today's final, picked by a group of esteemed technical people. Today's award goes to Lily Hulton. What's her name, Marion? Marion, could you come here again? Marion, Captain. Marion, can you come here? Get presented with your trophy. Congratulations, Taroona Football Club, 2018 Women's Statewide Champions.